Hello guys and gals, Buffalo here. Let's just jump straight into a 5-shot group to get this video started. So, as most of you guys should have already deciphered from the title, today we're taking a look at the Beretta 3032 Tomcat, chambered in 32 auto, also known as 32 ACP or 7.65 millimeter Browning. Not too bad of a little 5-shot group there from 10 yards. So we've got about a 3-inch group there at 10 yards. This is a 6-inch target. You got 2 3/4-inch group there. Now I'm not here trying to say that's a outstanding group. In fact, I've had very little trigger time with this pistol. This is my first box of ammo going through it, so I'm sure a lot of you guys can tighten that up. But this is not a target pistol. It's not one that you just want to set and slow fire groups with. I was just getting an idea of where I was hitting at, and the sight seemed to be pretty well on. And that's not a reflection of the gun's accuracy, it's inherent accuracy. It's just a reflection of how well I can shoot it. So let's step back here to 10 yards again and shoot a little larger target and try to shoot a little bit quicker this time, with firing at a slow pace over there. So magazine release on this little pistol, kind of in an odd location. It's not where you would expect it to be. Down here, I've found it best, if I'm in a hurry to change a magazine, just to use my left hand. Pull the old mag out. These are 7+1 capacity. Got one loaded up here. This mag well is not beveled at all, so just keep in mind you have to hit that dead on. If you're the least little bit crooked, it's not going to help guide you in like some mag wells. Kind of got some sharp edges on it. This thing only ships with one magazine. This is actually a Pro Mag magazine. No, hold on. This is the actual Beretta magazine. The other one I was just firing was the Pro Mag. This belongs to a friend of mine. He's got 2 Pro Mags and 1 Beretta. So, and they all 3 seem to function pretty well. Put your 7-round mag in. Got your barrel tipped up. You don't actually ever have to rack the slide on this gun the way I did in that opening segment with the tip-up barrel. Just push that lever forward and you've got full access to your chamber and barrel, so you can load up. Now I've got my 7+1 in. Now you can decock the gun. I've got the gun cocked there. You can decock the gun by tipping that barrel up, and you can safely decock it. Of course, there's no way that round can fire since the chamber is up here. So it's a safe way to decock the gun if you find yourself in single action and you want to let that hammer down. Now, typically, your first shot's going to be double action. It is a double action, single action. And what I mean by that is the trigger is going to cock the hammer and fire it. Then subsequent shots, after the action works on the gun, will be single action. As you'll notice here when I shoot, that first single or double action pull is really heavy. Not a really smooth trigger, not going to lie about it. It's really heavy, but for this kind of work, this is not a target pistol. It's a self-defense pistol, deep concealment. Most would consider it a backup pistol. It's not meant to be, you know, out shooting tight groups at long ranges on the range, even though, again, I'm sure some of you guys can do that, but that's not what this pistol was designed to do. So let's fire some here at this larger target, still at 10 yards away. Ideally, you'd probably practice with this even closer, but I don't have any paper targets out with me today, and I don't like to shoot my steel any closer than 10 yards. So first pull, long and heavy. Now you can see we're cocked. So now we're going to have a short single action pull. Should have one more. Yeah. Now, notice the slide doesn't lock back on the last round, but you can tip the barrel up, make sure you're clear. There's actually no extractor on this slide. If you'll look, there's no extractor there, because if it had an extractor, the barrel wouldn't be able to tip up. The extractor would reach into the chamber to get a hold of the brass. So if you had an extractor there, you couldn't have the tip up barrel design. And they can get away with not having an extractor because of the straight blowback design of the pistol, which is fine so long as the gun always works good. If it works as it's supposed to, you don't need an extractor. The problem arises when you get a bad round, get a stuck case, or for whatever reason it didn't cycle. You have to tip the barrel up to clear it. There's no extractor to pull that round, to pull it out of the chamber. So you have to manually tip the barrel up and pull that round out. Alright guys, if you've done any research at all on the Beretta Tomcat, you know that these have had an issue with the frames cracking. What we're looking at today is the Inox, the stainless steel version. And this was Beretta's answer to the slide cracking. They came out with the stainless steel version. It has the stainless steel slide. The frame is still made out of an aluminum alloy like it's always been. So you can still have that issue with the frame cracking if you use heavy loads in this pistol, which is why they put this notice in the box that comes with the pistol that warns you not to shoot loads over a certain energy level. 130 foot-pounds is where they cut it off, and prefer you didn't shoot loads hotter than that because you can crack your frame. Now, some people say that this took care of the problem and they've never had any issues with the frames cracking or whatever, but if you look around, you'll see that it still happens occasionally. People still get cracked frames, and it's probably, you know, I'm not there to see it happen, but it's probably from shooting ammo over the limit of what they're asking here. Now, this ammo I'm shooting today, this Agula, is 71 grains. Has an advertised velocity of about 905 feet per second. Muzzle velocity, so that puts the muzzle energy at around 129 foot-pounds. So this is good to go, and it's pretty typical of standard pressure 32 auto. Where you get into trouble is you start shooting plus P stuff. So did just want to mention that. For those of you that don't know, 32 auto was John Browning's first pistol cartridge design, so it's been around forever. 1899, I believe it was, is when he designed this cartridge. Served worldwide first half of the 20th century. Really popular as a self-defense cartridge, and even a police backup gun cartridge, even a primary gun cartridge at that time. It's come a long way. It's typically available in 55 grain to 75 grain bullets. I noticed the little pistol is made in the USA, while the magazine for it is made in Italy. These Pro Mags, I'll get you an up close of these Pro Mags. Can't hardly tell the difference. They look identical, and they seem to function just fine. Now you can get the Beretta mags for about 22 bucks. I saw them on Midway's website, and you can get them direct from Beretta for about that same price. So here's your Beretta magazine and your two Pro Mag magazines. Can you guys tell the difference? Sure you can. The one in the middle is the Beretta, and the ones on the outside of it are the Pro Mag. Seem to be well made. I know Pro Mag stuff seems to be hit or miss. They make a lot of good mags. They make a lot of junk mags. Ain't no doubt about it. But they seem to work well on this gun, and they They're pretty much identical, even the base plate, to these Beretta factory mags. But the little gun feels good. It's thick, but that thickness gives you a good grip on the gun. Of course, you're only going to be able to get 2 fingers on it unless you've got really small hands. I don't know if they make a grip extension or not, but I typically stay away from grip extensions on my gun. If I wanted a longer grip, I would just go with an overall bigger gun to begin with, because your grip is typically the harder part to conceal anyway. So if you're going to go with a bigger grip, you might as well go with a longer slide so you can get a better sight radius and all that. But that's the trade-off of a deep cover pistol like this Beretta Tomcat. It's made for deep cover. I would consider it a backup gun more than anything else, but that's just me. Now, the sights are very, very small. They'll be really hard to pick up in low light. The rear sight is driftable for windage adjustments, but this is available, or it was available, in the Alley Cat version. Don't know if they still make that or not. They had night sights installed on the gun. Of course, you got your safety. The safety locks the slide into position and also blocks the trigger. Got the hammer cocked. You can see the gun won't fire. I'll decock it here, put the safety back on, and still won't fire. So the safety just blocks the hammer, the trigger from operating the hammer. Got these slide serrations for if you did want to rack the slide, makes it a little easier to get a hold of. All right, guys, so I'm gonna have a little fun here. Try to hit that larger steel plate at 40 yards. You can see here, this is my 40-yard pin. So I made a measured 40 yards. This is actually what I consider the end of my little pistol range here. So I haven't attempted to shoot this gun. I only had the 1 box of ammo, so I haven't had much practice time with this gun at all. But I still want to make an attempt at it. 7 rounds. Let's see. Well, got several hits out of it anyway. Did feel a little bit of slide bite, so if you've got big chunky hands like I've got, something you may want to watch. It does have a beaver tail there, but that slide rides low on that beaver tail. It did bite me, so just something to watch for. Can't believe I hit that. Field strip with this little pistol is really simple. Just start by removing your magazine, make sure the gun is clear. Of course, the easiest way to do that, take the magazine out, tip the barrel up. There's your chamber and barrel, pull it forward and lock it. There's no way that this gun has anything in it now, so it's really safe to field strip this one. So we're clear. Go ahead, cock your hammer. The slide is locked onto the frame by the bar right in there. So you'll push your slide back and push up on it and then pull it forward. It'll pop right off. Now you'll notice the slide doesn't have, not only does it not have an extractor, as we talked about earlier, it doesn't have a recoil spring or guide rod. And that's because all of that is inside the grip. These tabs on either side are actually your recoil spring. That's where your spring's located. But anyway, it's that simple. This one's really dirty. Where I've been shooting it, needs a good cleaning. But to put it back on, line these notches up with these, or these grooves up with these notches. Drop it back down on there, press down on the slide, and you're back on. So it really is a simple and very, very safe takedown because of that tip-up barrel. So that's all there is to that. Now you can take the grips off with these screws and also get in there and do some cleaning, but that's your basic field strip. Well, I've got 6 rounds left out of that box. Might as well go ahead and burn them. We're clear. It's a good shooting little gun, guys. All right, guys, so I guess time to offer my final thoughts on the little pistol. I like it. It's a neat little gun. It seems to operate just fine. It's easy enough to shoot accurately. The thing about this little pistol is you need to understand its limitations. You need to understand the limitations of the .32 auto ammunition. And you need to get out and practice, develop muscle memory for the controls of this little pistol. The controls are a little different than most other pistols. So muscle memory is not going to carry over to this, especially where that mag release is located and the tip-up barrel. Now, it does fill a niche market with that little tip-up barrel. You don't need, it's a semi-automatic, yet you don't need a lot of hand strength to load this thing up and operate it. So it's a fine little pistol. You just need to understand it, get out and shoot with it, which you need to do that with any pistol, any carry gun that you're going to carry. So no different than any other in that respect, but it's different in the way the controls and things are set up. So like the gun, they're a little bit hard to find. You can't just go out and pick one up. Especially here in my area, I'm not seeing any in local stores or even online. I'm not really seeing any showing up. So a little bit hard to find. MSRP is $485, and I guess it depends on your area as to what the actual retail cost and, you know, demand for these. So that's really all I got today. Hope you guys have a good one. I'll talk with y'all again soon.